Welcome to episode 3 of Doghouse Connect. I'm River Ferrari.
And I'm Nate Perry. Our Doghouse team has put together several stories ranging from sports to classroom activities.
We lead off with a look back at All Saints Day. Both elementary and middle school kids learned about or dressed as some of the holy persons we pray to for intercession. Editor Jared Sanders showed us what happened.
I did St. Casimir. He was the Prince of Poland, and he offered up his life to God. He really loved Our Lady Mary, and he died by lung disease when he was 26.
My saint is Saint Mary Magdalene. She is the patron saint of women and sinners, and she was one of the women that visited Jesus' tomb on Easter morning.
St. Francis Xavier Cabrini is the patron saint of immigrants because she immigrated from Italy to the United States, and then in the United States she started 67 institutions for caring for the poor, and she was the first United States citizen to be canonized.
Saint Jacinta Marto was born on June 11, 1908. She was a lovely sister. She sadly died on April 4, 1919. She was very young when she died. Saint Jacinta Marto was canonized on May 13, 2017. Jacinta and her brother loved to go down to the fields of Fatima every day on the 13th for 6 months. Mary would appear to them and tell them to pray the rosary.
My saint was Saint Maria Guadalupe Garcia Zavala, and she was born April 27, 1878. She was also known as Mother Lupita for short. She was a Mexican Roman Catholic nun and the co-founders of the board. As a young woman, she had made plans to marry, but she ended up ending her plans as she felt called to religious life. Mother Lupita began to suffer from a severe illness and died on June 24, 1963. She was 85 years old. Then she was canonized May 12, 2013.
I am St. Catherine of Bologna, and I am the patron saint of artists.
My saint is Saint Elizabeth, and I like her because she heals people.
I'm St. Elizabeth, and I like her because she gave to the poor.
My saint is Saint Blake. It's because he heals people.
All Saints Day is always followed by All Souls Day. That's when we remember family members and friends who've left this life before us. In Hispanic culture, there is a similar observance called Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead.
Mexican people view death not as a day of sadness, but one of celebration. They believe their loved ones wake up and celebrate with them. Spanish teacher Kristen Reyes made her classes aware of this. Megan Garrett and Amber Tran were there to show us this example of Hispanic culture.
Dia de los Muertos is celebrated on November 1st and November 2nd, okay? And it is believed that at this time, the souls and the spirits of those that we love can kind of be with us once again and see the altar that we have created for them, see what we have done at the cemetery, and see all these beautiful things that we have created in order to remember them.
I am making a cempasúchil, which is, we call them marigolds in America, but it's basically like a flower that they use to decorate the altars, also known as ofrendas, and yeah.
I learned that there were 3 stages of the altar. There was heaven, purgatory, and earth.
And we also learned that how this holiday is to celebrate the relatives. It's not a sad holiday. And it has nothing to do with Halloween. It just falls at a certain time. And then there's one day for the young children and one day for adults.
A tradition of a different sort was recently renewed when we celebrated homecoming. Students and alumni welcomed our varsity basketball players back after road games.
Anna Rappold and Riley Tucker collaborated to bring you these highlights.
Deer hunting is a fall ritual or rite of passage in our area for many students and their families. Doghouse videographer Will Schiestel went with Elijah Bailey on a recent hunt using a bow and arrow.
Started out on Saturday by shooting my pellet rifle whenever we came back. We shot at a bunch of soda cans, and that was pretty fun. Then we had a little throwing knife competition, me against Will, and can't remember who won, but it was pretty fun. And I went to go restock all the food troughs and all that, but it's a lot of fun up there. Well, we took the pellet rifle out to the stand just to have a little bit more fun while we were out there, since the pellet rifle's quiet enough. Will shot one and I shot one, so I guess we're even on that, but it's just a lot of fun out there. The compound bow, you gotta be a little bit more strategic about whenever you actually make your movements. With a crossbow, you can just sit there, it's just like a gun, you don't have to move that much. You can just put the bead right on them and fire. But with a compound bow, you have to think about where you're going to draw back so that the deer can't see you, and you got to make sure that there's no other deer around that might spook the other deer. So it's a little bit harder, but I think that's kind of what makes it a little bit more fun. It's kind of like hunting just because of how unpredictable it is. You can hunt in one spot all day and not see a single thing, or you could go up and show up in one spot and then 10 minutes later something walks out. It's really just, there's a lot of fun things to do while you're out. It's also kind of nice just being out in the middle of nowhere. It's really peaceful, so I don't know. It's a good experience, and I definitely recommend it.
I'm behind my grandparents' house, where I'm sitting on the ground right now, which makes everything a little bit more difficult. There's a few good trails all across here, so hoping that something comes by. I had a late start getting out here, but hopefully that just means that they're gonna come through here.
Got myself situated, made quite a bit of noise too. I'm surprised it didn't run off. I mean, I really thought, there were several points where I thought, I screwed it up. Especially, I was talking, so I'm surprised that it still continued on its straight path, but it walked right where I thought it was going to, so that's pretty sweet. Matt. I just got one. Alright, there it is. Not the biggest doe I've ever killed, but not the smallest either. So, not a bad size. Good way to start the season.
As a volleyball player, I was excited about traveling with the varsity squad to Yellville for the state tournament. Teammate Sydney Pham and I documented our experience, and she put this story together.
All for the gram. Just love the gram.
Oh, wait.
Roxanne. Coach Davis, will you walk us through the process of going to state?
Yeah, so going to the state tournament for any sport is always the ultimate goal, and when you make it to the state tournament, you have a chance. Like for us, there's for the volleyball, there's only 16 that make it to the state tournament. So once you're one of 16, anything can happen. You got a chance. So that's our ultimate goal every year. The administration decided that it was best for us to stay. And once that was decided, then it's let's go to work and let's go play. And we started out the first day playing Ridgefield Christian. We beat a really good Ridgefield Christian in 3. And then from there, it's kind of me trying to decide what's the best scenario for the girl. And so we went back to the hotel, and then we had an hour and a half of school time. Most of us met down in the lobby. All the girls break out their schoolwork, and we worked on everything for an hour and a half. From there, it's kind of decide, all right, where's supper at, and bedtime, and lights out. There's a lot that goes into it, but when you have a good group of girls, it makes it a lot of fun, and makes it worthwhile.
How do you feel our volleyball season went?
I can't say how enough how proud I am of these girls. I really wish there was a bigger crowd for the semifinal game. Even though we were not successful, that's the most heart and the hardest that I've seen a group of kids play in a good while. We played really, really hard and showed a lot of heart and represented St. Joseph really well. Absolutely, I'm disappointed that we didn't win the state tournament, especially when we were that close. I mean, we played really well, had a good year. Would like to win the state tournament, but for the most part, I'm very, very proud of each and every one of my girls.
Kayla's in the building, nigga.
Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up. What's up? Alright, already goes on night till the morning. We dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun?
Cross country has also concluded its season in recent days. Will Schiestel, a standout sprinter himself, also shows us what endurance runners put themselves through.
We had a great cross-country season. We had a very positive experience this year. All the runners really competed really well, gave their heart and soul, a lot of time, a lot of dedication to the sport this year. We saw a lot of improvements from our runners, all the way from 7th grade all the way to 12th grade. Everybody improved in their times from the first race to the last race. So it was just a really great overall experience. A lot of things that it takes to be a runner. Number one, it takes a lot of heart. Number two, it takes a lot of discipline. You gotta watch what you eat. You gotta drink lots of water. You gotta be dedicated in the fact that, hey, it's something, if you want to be good at it, you gotta do it every day. We incorporate a lot of hill work for power in practice. We do some sprints for speed work. We do long distance runs, where we run 5 to 6 miles. It takes a lot, but everybody can be a runner. You don't have to be the fastest person or the tallest person or the strongest person. You just got to have a lot of dedication, discipline, and a lot of heart. The teams did great this year. We had senior boys finished 4th in state. That's the best finish we've ever had. They won the first senior high district championship in school history. That was awesome. They won first place in Ball Knob. They won first place at Quitman. They won 2nd place at Pottsville. They had a phenomenal year. What's good about the senior boys, they have a lot of guys returning next year. With our senior leadership this year, they did a good job of leading. And we have a lot of guys coming back, so I'm expecting an even better finish in the state meet next year. Junior boys, they won the Ball Knob Invitational, Quitman Invitational, and District Championship as well. And then the junior girls, they had a really good year. They had were comprised of mostly 7th graders. Our 9th grade runner got hurt, so the last 7 or 8 races was all 7th grade, and they won 2nd place or were district runner-ups, and they were also 2nd place in the Quitman Invitational. And I was really proud of them because they really improved and they had a really good time. They brought a lot of energy to the team, and I love seeing that many girls out there. You know, cross country is different. One of the main things I like about it is I'm able to be more positive, you know, and it's not always raw or getting after them or whatever. It's totally opposite. The whole cross country experience is really positive from everybody, the fans, the runners, the guys, you know, the camaraderie. It's just a really positive experience.
Our last segment discovers an odd way physics students use to solve a measurement problem. Kinley Tessing and Matthew Cullen were there to witness this experiment.
In physics, we're studying free fall acceleration. And we're using that idea, and we're throwing a ball to as close to the ceiling as possible here in the gym. And we're going to use some calculations and some formulas to find the height at which that ball traveled, thus finding how tall it is from the gym floor to the ceiling. Ceiling, we'll see your dude in there, and at the height at which he's going to release the ball. Drop skipping that one, as well if you'd like to make a prediction.
It's a good class. We learn about physics, studied motion, and the way that things flow. Velocity and acceleration, objects stopping and starting to go. Now we're ready for vertical motion, where gravity always pulls things down. Acceleration due to this force makes velocity fast just as it strikes the ground.
That brings this episode to a close. We hope you liked it.
As we head into Thanksgiving break, we wish everyone a happy Turkey Day and a joyful holiday season as well.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and stay connected.